Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, run it back.
Happy Wednesday morning. Oh, welcome to Run It Back, FanDuel TV. I'm crooked. Am I crooked? Yeah, it looks like I'm really crooked. Here, let me fix that. Nope. There you go, guys. I fixed it. Yeah, now lose worse than I was. Guys, everyone looks well rested and happy, and that's really all I want to see from my friends. But we had a game last night. Told y'all, Celtics frauds. Here we go. Cleveland Cavaliers step on up. And this gentleman that goes by the name of Dean Wade, well, he woke up a bunch of people this morning who had no idea who he was yesterday, and today they are familiar with his game. They were down 22, y'all, in Cleveland. Came back, won this one, 105-104. And again, no Donovan Mitchell for the Cavs. Garland, 16 and 11. Jared Allen with 21 and 12. And as I said, this Dean Wade character, 23 points off the bench, and 20 of those were in the fourth quarter. He's got the Chandler Parsons, quaff going. Look, let's start with the final play of the game, because there was Cavs up one. Garland's called for a foul on Tatum, but then they review it, and they actually overturned it. Some sort of a miracle. Here's the question, though. Is it a foul? Should it have been overturned? Chandler, you first.
I mean, does he kick his right leg out? Yeah, he does. But when you fade away like that, that almost is your natural reaction. My problem is if you keep watching, run this clip, say they don't call the foul here, Porzingis is on the glass and he tips the ball in for the game. So I don't know how this wasn't discussed, because if there's no foul here, Porzingis goes right around the end and tips the ball in for the game. So that to me is a bigger issue. Foul, no foul. At least they had the review. At least they challenged it. I think they got it right, because Tatum, again, he did kick his leg out. He gave him plenty of space to land. It looks like if he were to go straight up and down. But my issue is the offensive rebound here, because Porzingis is clearly there, which I don't know why we don't show the whole clip here. But it's
here he goes. He's running.
Listen, I think that's great defense. So I think they got the foul call right. My only issue would be on the glass. Now 0.6, 0.7, whatever was left on the jump ball, the game was over, and essentially after this. So I think they got it right. I'm glad in a situation like this that Cleveland had their challenge. So if Cleveland didn't have their challenge, they just lose this game on two free throws because the refs got it wrong. I think there's got to be some momentum in it here, where even if they use a challenge, wrong, right, whatever, throughout the game, they got to be able to get these calls right. And it seems to me like they did. But now, again, on the counter, on the flip side, on Boston, I'm like, what? Okay, so it's no foul. So Porzingis tips in, we win the game. So either way, there's going to be an argument from either side.
It's a good point. I mean, it's been a year of some questionable ref calls. So on the one hand, I feel like we're all celebrating today that, they actually overturned what would have been a bad call. But Chandler, you bring up some great points as well. Then if you hadn't have intervened, this thing would have played out probably very differently regardless, and the Celtics would have won. Lou, what do you think about all that? I mean, how do you even combat that? It's kind of hard once the whistle gets blown.
Yeah, once the whistle is blown, the play is dead. You know, a larger issue, you blow a 22-point lead in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
You kind of live with whatever happens, after that. Had an opportunity to win the game on a couple of occasions, fell short on the road. This is a really good win for the Cavaliers. I don't really want to say it's a bad loss for, the Celtics. They're on the road. They had a big lead. The home team probably found some momentum. And what better to find some momentum in an unlikely source, somebody that you really don't depend on. I guarantee you Dean Wade wasn't in the scouting report. He wasn't one of the guys that they told you to watch out for, and went 6 for 8 from the three-point line in the fourth quarter and gave him a big win. So I give a lot of credit to Cleveland. Did everything right, did everything that needed to be done to get a big win over a really good team in the Eastern Conference. And they got it from a guy that like you said, I had to look at the notes to see which team did he play on when I first looked at the show. And so salute to him.
I mean, there were a lot of D Wade jokes in the night into the morning. I know you don't want to really talk about the Celtics loss as much, but I mean, we do have to mention the fact that they were up in the fourth by double digits, by 22. They had won 11 in a row. Obviously, math says they're going to lose eventually, but losing like this, Chandler, feels a little differently when you're a team that everyone's just sort of waiting to see if this is your year, because you've said it's your year, the world's saying it's your year, and then a loss like this happens. I don't know what to make of it. What do you?
Yeah, it's tough because like Lou just said, this game was over. They were up 22 points late in the game. And then Dean Wade and the Cavs caught fire, and this was definitely a letdown with Boston. I think they even thought the game was over. And I think it has a little more weight too, because this is the second or third best team in the Eastern Conference. This is a team that, barring an upset, they're going to face each other in the playoffs. And so this is a unhealthy team right now with Cleveland Cavaliers, with no Donovan Mitchell, no Mobley, no Max Strus, and they still were able to get production from these other guys to knock off the best team on the planet. It's a huge win. It's a huge win for Cleveland. It's a huge win for JB Bickerstaff, given confidence that these other guys can play a big role when one guy goes down, a next man up mentality. But yeah, Boston Celtics, they're an older team, they're an experienced team, they have championship aspirations. Blowing a 22-point lead to a team instead of stepping on the gas and beating them by 30 and closing the door is a little bit of an issue. But did we think they were going to win out the rest of the season? Did we think they were going to win 30 straight? No, I think this is a little blip on their radar here, and I think they learn from it. And I hopefully this doesn't happen again. When they're too good, they play too good of defense. They're too good at scoring the basketball in multiple different ways to give up leads like this. When they're up double digits, especially in in the fourth quarter, the game should be over.
This would have been a game we needed Charles Barkley to do the post game. Everyone did a great job last night. I'm not saying that. But having a guy named Dean Wade be the hero of the night and on a large scale, like every shot was just seemingly going in. The whole anyone can get hot at any moment. It's probably why betting is so fun for some people, because all I kept thinking about was, man, live betting this game would have been awesome. Chandler, is he about as good an example of anyone can get hot as there has been in some time?
I mean, first of all, this guy's not like a 10-day guy. He's not a 2-way guy.
No,
this guy,
but
I think he's on.
I guarantee you, I can go to the bar right now and be like, "Do you guys love?"
5 points a game, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but listen, the guy's 6'8", 6'9", he can shoot the ball. He's got an $18 million contract. This isn't like a call-up from the G League, like putting in Rudy in the game and him going nuts. I mean, this guy can play. Is this who the Celtics thought that we're going to beat them and outscore the entire team in the fourth quarter? No chance in hell. But this is a guy who's got size. He can shoot the ball. He made big plays. And like Lou said, there's a good chance he may not have even been on the scouting report because this team has so many other weapons and so much other talent. But this is a point, too, that I love because all these stupid ass fans that talk about, oh, this guy sucks. I would bust this guy's ass. Well,
Bust your ass.
Dean Wade from Kansas State just beat the best team in the planet by himself. So if you think he stinks, he doesn't. He's 6'9". He will put you in the basket. He will dunk on your head. He just hit 5 threes in the fourth quarter against the best defensive team in the NBA. So anybody that thinks any normal NBA player stinks, they don't.
Boom. Lou, do you want to add to that? I don't know what you could add at this point, but
No,
He does have great hair.
But he's right. And more for pros on pros. You can tell by how Porzingis was guarding him. He wasn't in the scout report. Porzingis had no idea this dude could shoot.
Short closeouts, and the guy's just sniping him.
Closeout. He's standing back looking at him like, looking at the bench like, what do I do? Like, do I guard this guy or what? Or is he just going through a streak? Give credit to Dean Wade. Like Chandler said, any pro at any moment can turn into your worst nightmare, and it happened to the Boston Celtics last night.
I have to believe, and there it is, the D Wade name. I mean, it was fantastic because everyone's like, once again, here's what.
I don't know about this.
I mean,
I get
for
it,
a night. Let him have
that.
it for a night, Lou. It's just a gift. I have to believe that whatever Travis and Jason Kelsey, who were, of course, as a reminder, in the house because it was their bobblehead night. They went to high school in the area. There they are. They were chugging beers, having fun. They must have said something, right, Chandler? Because they went in the locker room. JB Bickerstaff was like, yeah, y'all come in here and motivate the troops. Maybe it was just Dean Wade.
You know, it's funny. I set up Trav and JB in a group message last week, and he was going to go there and talk to the team. He got there late, so he didn't give
Dang it.
He didn't give a motivational speech, but he did sit right next to the bench. He was getting the crowd involved. He went in there afterwards. You could see him on the court after talking to Dean Wade, hyping him up. So listen, they love Cleveland. They're born and raised there. They got a great podcast that's called Cleveland Heights. It was awesome. He passed out the bobbleheads for them, and those guys love the Cavs and they love the organization. So it was cool to see them get honored, the careers they've had being from Cleveland. It was really cool. But yeah, he didn't give this inspiring speech to go take down the Celtics. The guy got there in the second quarter.
I thought for sure there was some amazing motivational video that was headed our way. By the way, you never really gave us any details about the post Super Bowl celebration. Why? Do we get anything?
Well, I don't know if you heard, Michelle. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Oh, God, shut up. God,
it was a great time. I never again will go to Vegas for 6-7 nights. I was there Monday to Monday. It was definitely
your fault. It was your fault. I told you
also true.
2 nights in a row, I told you to relax. I said, yeah, we're going to be here all week. Relax. Let's
yourself.
Get into it around Wednesday and Thursday. Sure. Listen, you landed and you went straight to the moon as soon as you landed, and you went straight to the damn table to gamble, and you on a slide from there.
You're a better man than I am. I couldn't do it. You can't put me in that situation and expect me to sleep early, Lou. You just can't. So yeah, I felt awful. I actually just started feeling better. And it was a hell of a time, and my boy got it done, and they got the chip, and they're going back to back right now. Check the FanDuel odds, because take them for the 3-peat.
Yeah, no, I think I already did actually, which is kind of brilliant on my part. There was a big atmosphere last night in Cleveland. They pulled out all the stops because at halftime, as if it wasn't enough having the Kelce brothers there, you have Joey Chestnut crushing 39 pierogies in 2 minutes.
Yeah,
wait, hold on, 2 minutes. Damn.
I can't look at this type of stuff.
Wait, Lou, what's up? You don't like watching? I love competitive eating.
It just grosses me out, bro. It's just
I'm with you. Oh.
Guys, next time we're in LA, because I've been practicing with like powdered donuts and stuff, I'm going to show you guys how I've been training. It's going to be great for you.
Michelle, I don't want to watch you eat 20 wieners in 2 minutes, Michelle.
I'm not eating wieners, Chandler. Powdered donuts.
We got any basketball questions? I just want to get out of here.
What's wrong with you? Why is it so hot in my apartment? All right, let's move on to the Suns and the Nuggets, shall we? Again, big lead was had. Another 22-pointer. I don't know what the deal was with that number yesterday. But things were good. Finished the Nuggets in OT 117-107. No Devin Booker in this one. KD 35, 8, and 5 on 34 shot attempts. Grayson Allen with 28. Grayson Allen's been doing all right. Jokic 25, 16, and 5. Okay. They won it in overtime, but the fact that they had to come back from such a large deficit is kind of insane to me. They've got a minus 14.5 net rating in the fourth quarter. That's the worst in the league by a bunch, by the way. We're looking at this team as one of the teams in the West that might be there when it's all said and done. But then something like this, if you're this bad in the fourth quarter, Lou, I don't know what kind of hopes you can have.
Chandler, let's have some fun. Yeah. What the hell is that rating, bro?
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah.
It's bad. I know that. I know it's bad.
Here's my thing. They beat the Nuggets, who are probably the best team in the West. I think that's more of a thing than them having a little meltdown in the fourth quarter.
We're looking long-term, though, Chandler. We got to look long-term. How are you going to handle this?
I don't know all of these terms and all the new analytic stuff. Like, I'm just old school, good team, bad team, good run, bad run. I'm into that. As far as their net rating and how they play in the fourth quarter, I don't know. But I feel really good a lot of times if I'm going to have a Kevin Durant or a Devin Booker to be able to carry me through fourth quarters. Now, what this ties to, I have no idea. I gotta be honest, but you know, they just got to play better. And like I said, that comes down to being healthy and building that chemistry. Who's going to take what shots at what moments and how are you going to execute coming down the stretch?
Do you guys want the definition of net rating real quick? So maybe it'll change your argument.
No, because whatever you say, they're still going to have Devin Booker and Kevin Durant in the fourth quarter with the game on the line. So
I mean, it doesn't make it better for me. It's like, it sounds real nerdy and real scientific. Measure the team point differential per 100 possessions. So yeah, I don't think you guys are ever going to use that in an argument, nor am I. But it is some sort of data to kind of show big picture what fourth quarters look like for them specifically. And I see what you're saying, Chandler. It is a big win over the Nuggets. So maybe let's just celebrate that. Would you like to say something positive about Kevin Durant? Because he really orchestrated this entire thing.
And the Celtics, they're the best team in the world, just did the same thing and had an even bigger letdown. and lost the game. So I think, like Lou said, when you have Kevin Durant, when you have Devin Booker, when you have Bradley Beal as your third option, a guy, and barring an injury or if, someone fouls out, you have 3 elite scorers that can go and get you a bucket. I know the numbers maybe of the net rating don't say it, but they're in a good position. And they just beat the Nuggets. And again, the 12 points in the fourth quarter was ugly, and they had a letdown. They missed some wide open shots that they usually make. But KD was unbelievable in overtime. Grayson Allen has been fantastic this year. Talking about arguably the best shooter in the NBA numbers wise this year. Mm-hmm. He's consistent. He's knocking him down. He's getting the rim. He's turned into this really solid NBA player. So they have so much talent. They have so much depth where they can hurt you in so many different ways. And the Nuggets are a team that they're going to have to go through. So the fact that they just beat them without Devin Booker, I think that's a bigger picture than these analytical stats and stuff. But this is a huge win. And yeah, they had some moments where they let down, but also credit to the Nuggets. They didn't hang their head. They kept coming. Jokic, Murray, those guys aren't just going to lay down. These are 2 heavyweights competing. And, the Suns really picked it up in overtime and locked up defensively. And KD, I think he scored 8 or 9 points in overtime and got it done.
Is KD a top 10 player in the league still, in your opinion, Lou?
Yes,
absolutely. Easily.
Yeah.
It's funny games like yesterday. I don't know that people are debating it necessarily, but when he has a game like he did, sometimes I think it wakes people up or reminds them. Yeah. I think sometimes he falls to the back when we're talking.
Beadle, like we're talking about analytics and stats and all of these other things. I look at basketball in a very common sense, simple, childish way. If we're all at the park and you put 15 of the best basketball players out there, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, is Kevin Durant going to be picked 1 through 10? If we're picking teams, absolutely. So that's how I look at basketball. I don't care about the type of year that this person is having or that person. I look at the totality of your career, what you've done throughout the course of you being in the NBA and what you've been able to put together. Kevin Durant is still a top 10 player in this league, without a doubt.
I like that way, except for remember when we had to pick teams for the All-Star and the best player in the world wasn't picked at all and then had to put himself on a team second to last? Jokic. That's why we got rid of that stupid format. It was mean and I didn't like it. Chandler, Mavericks. That was an interesting one. Mavericks, not great last night. Blown out by the Pacers, 137-120. Every bench player from Indiana had double figures. Halliburton, 19, 11, and 6. Siakam with 13. Luka did have, of course, his 39, 10, and 11. We're not going to forget to mention that. But 9 players in double figures running away in this game in the second half. Pacers are, again, there are a few of these teams out there where you're like, I have no idea what this is going to look like come April, May, June. But should we be giving them a little bit more attention, Chandler?
Yeah, I think offensively, we've talked about them all year long. They're one of the better offensive teams at the pace they play. Rick Carlisle, that's his offense, right? It's a lot of ISO, it's a lot of pick and roll, it's a lot of transition threes, and they have the roster to do this. And I think Siakam's a perfect fit for them. Miles Turner can pick and pop at the 5 position and even stretch the floor. And then Tyrese Halliburton has turned into this absolute stud who controls the entire game. So I think when you look at the playoffs, you look up any sort of matchup that they get, it's going to present that other team a challenge just because the way they play and the way they put you in situations where you're on mismatches, you're on islands, you're moving the ball, everybody can knock down threes. And when they have games like this for their bench, every single one of their bench players that play is in double figures. That's crazy. So and they went 10 deep, 9 deep, 10 deep. So they're young, they're energetic, they play at a crazy pace, which a lot of teams aren't comfortable doing. So yeah, I think it doesn't really matter their seeding. I think whoever they get, it's going to present a lot of challenges. And again, are they going to do this in the playoffs? Usually the pace slows down. Usually it gets more half court. Usually there's a lot of different looks than what the regular season presents. But this is a team where I think they have one speed. This is how they play. This is their tempo. This is what they're going to continue to do through the playoffs because they're just going to impose their will of transition basketball, run and gun type team. So I like their team. Do they have enough, I think, to advance? Probably not. I think their best chance would be against the Cleveland Cavaliers team. I don't think they advance against the Bucks. I don't think they advance against the Celtics, but it's going to be exciting series no matter who they get. They scored 137 points. It's insane. Like Dallas can't expect to win. Also, on the flip side, giving up that many points.
Yeah, hey
137
Chandler,
points.
I just want to add to that. Like, you remember how high we were on this team during the in-season tournament, so they're fully equipped. They can be one of those teams that can be disruptive, but they got to score at such a high clip. I don't know if they can score 135 or 140 on teams now that the gig is up and everybody knows that they want to play fast. They want to get as many shot attempts as they can, like the old Houston Rockets team, even the old Houston team that you played for with D'Antoni. A lot of guys was just getting up shots, and after a while, you start being forced to play half-court basketball, and it changes. So if they can find a way to still get out and get stops and run out, I think this team can probably advance. So I'm disagreeing with you there. I think they can advance if they're able to do this at a high clip.
Shock the world. Disrupt something. Lou, this next question's coming your way. Luka and Kyrie, they got a lot of shots in. Matter of fact, they got 49 of those shots in. The rest of the team had 44. So, if we're going to do analytics, I don't have any nerd words for this one. I just want to simply ask you, is it okay? Is it a sustainable strategy to have two dudes take more than half of the team's total shots?
Not consistently. I don't think this is a good thing for them consistently. I would have liked to seen Tim Hardaway get more attempts. He had 8 shot attempts, was 2 for 8 from the field. That's somebody that you got to at least get 12 to 15 shots from coming off of your bench. Lively only had 2 attempts. That tells me that the pick and roll wasn't working. He wasn't a lob threat, so weren't really using him. That looks like, to me, that translates to a lot of ISO basketball and not using the guys around you, and even Green, the other guard, even though he was 3 for 7 from the field, you can just tell that they're just empty stats. And so it looks like a lot of ISO basketball was being played, a lot of dribbling, a lot of contested shots. And for this team to be successful, they got to use the pieces that they have. They're already shorthanded as it is, even though they made the move for PJ Washington, to come over and give them some depth. They got to use these guys, they got to put them in a position to be successful. And so in order for them to do that, everybody has to be used, and they got to play a better brand of team basketball.
Here's the question of the morning. Who do you trust more? We're looking at that Western Conference, the 8 seed Mavs, the 9 seed Lakers, or the 10 seed Warriors, Chandler? I know. It's not mine.
It's great. Not the Warriors. It's either the Lakers or the Mavs.
Not the Warriors.
It's either the Lakers or the Mavs. Man, by the way, I'd throw the Kings in there too, because I feel like the same about them. I think they slightly have an edge over the Mavs. If I had to pick out the Mavs, Lakers, good Lord. I'd probably go Dallas, just because I think Luka's the best player right now of those guys, and they do have the Josh Greens and Jaden Hardy. For some reason, I thought he was going to be this guy that takes the next step for Dallas and kind of was that huge, Malik Monk type role off the bench. For whatever reason, he's kind of been stagnant all year long. I do love them adding PJ Washington, who's an efficient, effective guy, can space the floor. Daniel Gafford, now they have a true big with Lively that can rim run and catch lobs. So I'd probably trust Dallas the most, just because Luka is unbelievable and Kyrie Irving is unbelievable. They got to have big nights. When they win and they're consistent, they have, 5-6 threes from Tim Hardaway. Lively's got 4 or 5 easy dunks. PJ Washington knocks in 3 threes. They do have more of a balanced attack. So listen, they're going to live and die with these 2 guys healthy and having efficient, high octane offensive games. But that's still not enough. The way these guys play, they need everybody to chip in while these 2 guys have 30. So I do think it's a little bit of an issue. I do think that can just bog down the offense. It can get people a little stagnant, a little pissed off, just sitting here watching these 2 guys go ISO and basically take turns. But I think when it comes down to those play-in teams, I think they're going to be the ones that advance and get to the playoffs.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
it's the Lakers. Yeah, it's the Lakers for me. When it comes down to, 7-game series, I like LeBron James and how he manages games. He's going to take any matchup very seriously, and he's going to put his team in a position where they're going to manage the game. They're going to manage the tempo. They're going to manage the pace. I think Anthony Davis is starting to come alive. He's starting to look like the dominant Anthony Davis that we've got so accustomed to seeing on the basketball floor. D'Angelo Russell is coming out of his shell. He's playing with a bunch of confidence. He's not going anywhere. Trade deadline is beyond over. He knows he's going to be there. So he's playing some great basketball. Like I just mentioned in yesterday's show, Austin Reeves has been quiet. So this is an opportunity for him to get going again. They have that depth if they can click at the right time to put a lot of pressure on teams. So I like the Lakers in this situation.
Can't believe I agree with Lou on this, but I do too, weirdly enough. It feels weird to say that out loud. There was a great funny moment. I know you guys have talked about Tony Brothers before. I've personally seen him do so many weird, funny, fun things, but this is him basically telling Matherin, back to the bench you go. Is he the most fun ref as far as interacting with players?
I mean, I think he's hilarious just because he's got kind of a vulgar like personality where I used to call him. I told him he looked like an angry bird one time, and he got like salty. And then he said, "Shut up, go tell your daddy Trump I said hi." Like we kind of have this banter that goes back and forth. I find him funny. I like Zach Zarba. He used to always compliment my hair and my tan, which I love.
Okay, so no, that is not. No, that's also because he's as vain as you are. That's like a weird brotherhood that you guys have going on there.
To me, it's Tony Brothers is hilarious. I know a lot of guys don't like him, don't like that personality. I like having that open dialogue with the ref. Yeah, like I like having that trash talk with him. Remember Eric Lewis, that guy? His fan. He lives in where my brother lives in Orlando. My brother's wife is his son's dentist. So like, it's funny. Like these refs, you have like these own personal connections with these refs. They're normal humans off the court, but to me, it's Zarba and Tony Brothers were always my favorite. Because then once you develop that personal relationship too, then you can talk trash. Then you can argue. Then you can almost without getting teed up like Joey Crawford would for looking at him.
Or smiling. Lou, who's yours? Do you have interactions with some refs that stand out?
Yeah, Zach was a good one. Sean was a great referee as well. I even liked Eric. Eric was cool. Eric eventually became, the head of them. Tony is hot and cold. Tony has all the jokes in the world. His ass can't take a joke to save his life, though. He's going to play with you. You say something back, you might get teed up for what you're saying back. I just seen a clip of him teeing up DeJounte Murray because DeJounte Murray didn't want to talk to him. You know what I'm saying?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's like sometimes Tony don't play 50-50. You know what I'm saying? He wanna kind of rib you and give you a hard time, but the moment you got something to say back, his skin's not as thick as it is. But Tony's a good brother as well. I like Tony as well.
Power of the whistle. He's got it. All right, quick break time. When we come back, best alley-oops of the year and Zion. Run It Back returns.
Run it back, yeah. Run it up. The running back, yeah. Run it up.
I got to do my part and make the All-Star game. If I'm in the All-Star game, I'll do the dunk contest. But if I'm not doing it.
Boom. I guess that's done. How do we do this? Do we just say it now he's in the All-Star game or?
Yeah. Vote him as a starter right now.
Today.
Vote him as a starter right now. Start the campaign. We need this man in the dunk contest, please.
Please, Lou, do something. You got pull. Make this happen.
I like the leverage in here. I liked it. I like the leverage in. I don't know if he even realized that's what he was doing, but if All-Star voting gets a little tricky next year, the fix is in.
I mean, it's a no-brainer.
I guarantee you, if he's healthy and if he's a fringe guy, just because of this soundbite, that dude is in the All-Star game.
If he's playing remotely, he's going to be in the All-Star game.
20 and 8 and 4, and they're above 500. He's making the All-Star game next year because of this comment. I guarantee it.
Can Adam Silver just have a commissioner's pick where one a year? He's like, and that's my personal pick. Boom.
He's going to lose all integrity of the league. He does that.
Don't care. It would work, and we would like it.
Let the fans do the dirty work.
No, the fan. Look, I'm a fan. We're stupid. There, I said it. We're
also, Michelle, can I ask Lou a question on my own around the league that I just saw right now? Because I have to know why.
Yes.
Lou, Taj Gibson just signed a 10-day on the Detroit Pistons. Why?
Taj Gibson probably doesn't want to go home.
Damn.
I just saw that and I'm like, are you shit? This guy's 38 years old, made $100 million plus.
How Taj Gibson play for the Knicks? What happened with the Knicks?
I don't know, but the Pistons for 10 days in the winter.
I'm not going to Detroit on a snowy March afternoon to play for one of the worst teams in the league. But
hang him up, Taj. Hang him up.
What kind of money is a 10? Like for Taj Gibson, what kind of money is a 10-day?
I think it's like 25 to 50 grand, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I think it's more than that.
For a veteran, it's more than that, right?
Shit, I think it's more. I think it's 100, 200 grand, I think, for 10. I think
For
it's
10
something
days?
crazy.
Not for 10 days.
I think it's something nuts.
Well, then I
Call
would do
it
it too, I
Patch and
guess.
Shams. Patch and Shams.
Yeah,
let's
get Shams on the line.
No way. Because listen, guess who else is going to Detroit for 10 days if it's 100,
Right?
200 grand?
Everybody, we're just all of a sudden on the flight to Detroit. Yeah, that's pretty good, actually. By the way, this
Get
show
loose.
without Shams,
Yeah, gotta get
absolutely
loose.
garbage.
We're off the
Everyone.
rails.
Chandler's wearing a, by the way, we haven't mocked your hat yet. Can you hold that up to the camera? I'm retired. Having a good time is my job. I can't, what are
I
you,
like that
an
hat.
old white dude at Walmart? Like, what is this?
He's a young white dude that's
it
Walmart?
never
Oh,
been to Walmart in the
183
last 15 years.
Yeah.
Lou,
What's Walmart?
I got you the 10-day total. It's
What is it?
183.
Told
183.
you. I told you. It's
All right, we're gonna go watch Lou play in Detroit. I'm
Lace
excited.
them up. Lace them
I'm back.
up.
This is crazy.
Back. Straight flight.
10
Boom, we're
days
done.
for
All right.
182? Yeah,
I
listen, so
told you.
shout out to Taj. We can't fight that. You're
Not
right.
mocking it.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Absolutely right. Enjoy Detroit, brother.
Spurs played the Rockets last night. Wemby was basically up until game time a decision. Wasn't sure. Pretty quiet night, especially for him. Şengün, on the other hand, had a nice night. But we get to hear some Spurs call. So I believe this is my buddy Bill Land because I've already read the phrase and I know he says it. So let's hear it.
Patient, waiting for Smith. Now to Şengün. Against Victor as he backs down and is rejected on the jump hook.
That's what I said. He's going to have to get clever with Victor. Those little simple jump hooks, hey, he gets off against anybody else, aren't going to work tonight.
Oh, mama, Wembanyama. Is he patient, waiting for Smith?
And if either one of you says one negative word, I will fly to where you are and we will have a
You
fight.
know what? Shame on Conrad or Lisa, whoever put this one clip of this ass whooping that he took last night. Şengün had 45 and 16 on this man, and we showed that clip.
Is that good? Oh, that's weird.
You thought it was going somewhere else where I was going. You thought I was going somewhere else with it, Michelle. You were laughing.
No, I was like,
He got
I know.
absolutely bullied last night to Şengün. Was that highlight awesome? That was great.
Sure.
But he got his ass busted last night. I'll tell you that. That's crazy. We showed that clip.
It was kind of hurt.
Wembanyama,
Wembanyama?
you like
Oh, I love it, but I also, you have to understand, I love
like,
Bill. I
that reeks
love him.
of the 80s. It reeks of like,
Bill Land is like 70-something years old. It's
No,
him and Sean Elliott.
yes, TV probably still got an antenna on it, man. We don't like that one. No, thank you. We cool.
He
You know
lost
what?
by double digits, and he gave up
And-
45 points.
We good. We
He
good.
didn't give up 45 points. Everyone gave up 45 points. It's not really. And by the way, he was hurt. I'm glad he played. I'm glad I didn't play. All right, we've got Sixers. Sixers are in trouble, by the way. So you got Knicks and Sixers falling in the standings. The Knicks fell to Atlanta. They're in the 5th spot. The Sixers dropped to 7th, which of course is the play-in because they lost to the Nets, but they didn't have Maxey, and we know they don't have Embiid. That's just a rough loss. 3-5 over their last 8, both of these teams. Which team is in a worse position though? Philadelphia or New York? Chandler, you first.
My initial reaction is Philly, just because Joel Embiid means so much to that team. But it's New York if all these guys continue to stay out for much longer. Philly basically has one guy out. When you look at the Knicks, they've had Mitchell Robinson out, Randall's out, OG's out. So I think whoever's in a worse spot or whoever's in a better spot, they get healthy obviously sooner. I think that's going to be the Knicks. I don't think Joel's coming back anytime soon. And you look at these standings, they're both going to at least be in the play-in. They're not falling, below the 10 spot. So I think both of them are talented enough where I thought they would tread water a little bit better than this. They both seem to really, really be on the decline here, but they have time to get healthy. They have time to get their team fully back together, and they're going to be in the play-in, it's looking like, and hopefully they advance, because I do think, man, I don't know, though. I think Indy could beat them. One of them for sure is in the play-in, but listen, this is why health is so important, because it's such a long season. It's why with guys like Thibodeau, and he plays these guys such high minutes, it's hard not to point at that when guys go down. So it's an unfortunate situation because both of these teams are having such great years. I think Philly obviously is a better team fully healthy, but who knows if Joel's even coming back? And then who knows when OG and Randall are coming back? Because for the Knicks to contend, they also have to be fully healthy, and both of these teams aren't.
You agree, Lou?
You know, out of the two teams, only one of them had championship expectations this year, and that was the Philadelphia 76ers. And so if I'm looking at this and how they're sliding right now, I'm a little bit more concerned if I'm a 76ers fan opposed to being a Knicks fan. The Knicks are dealing with a lot of injuries and dealing with a lot of adversity. So are the 76ers, but the Sixers were supposed to be a championship team with aspirations this year. They also had a guy that was positioning himself to be an MVP that's also out. And I think that's hard to come back from. And unfortunately, it's showing in how they're playing right now. I don't think they have enough to keep this thing going. And so if I'm picking one of the two teams that are worst off, it's probably going to be my beloved Sixers, man.
And what's crazy is he was the front runner to win MVP when he was going. Like it was his. And so like you said, this is a team you're talking about, Boston and then Philly was over Milwaukee, over Cleveland. So it is true that they had much higher expectations and higher goals than the Knicks had.
Yeah, when he went down, that was just silence you could hear over the basketball landscape because that was it. You knew it was it. That man has a familia. Here we go. Anthony Simons.
Oh, this was nasty.
It's fun.
Left.
What happened?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Possibly the defensive player of the year right there.
Yeah.
I mean, who's got like a foot on him? Damn.
Yeah,
That's fun. All right, that might be the number one.
Look, Rudy got caught and didn't even try and block it too.
Oh my.
Oh.
Harrison in concussion protocol. Oh my.
Oh my. Oh, and he
dunked.
That's good.
And he dunked.
Yeah, put him in concussion protocol. That fella busy.
Maybe that's the best one. I don't know. We don't really rank these, but
that's one of the nastiest we've seen all season.
That might be a one. That's a one right there.
Kobe White confuses. Awesome. Kobe White confuses Harrison Barnes.
Disrespectful font. McDaniels on
Zoo,
Zubac.
Get down there, Zoo. Oh my God.
Yeah, Zucci Mane hit the
Zucci Mane. Oops.
By the way, I haven't seen any of these.
Yeah, it's really James' fault.
Don't tell us that. Chandler,
that wasn't
supposed to act like you watched it.
Right there. That was James' rotation. He got Zoo dunked on, man.
Yeah.
He tried. Oh, here, the next one's kind of fun. Here we go. By the way, McBride's been playing like 47 minutes.
That's clean, too.
That is a nasty inside out. Oh, my gosh.
That man got
You rarely see an ankle breaker inside out.
Oh, that's a clean, too.
Also, when you're so tall and lanky like Mobley is, it just looks that much worse.
Where's Dean Wade? He's on the bench.
Dean Wade,
What's
your
up,
moment
Dean
is
Wade?
coming in a couple days.
Yeah.
It looks like that's him reaching in the corner right there.
Is that
Okay. I gotta talk about this. I saw Keontae George says that he purposely threw this back.
Why?
I mean, it does.
I got pass. I like pass.
It does kind of look like a pass.
Yeah, I like pass.
Wait, who said it wasn't a pass?
Colin Sexton called for it. Look, he's calling for it.
Yeah, that's insane. I think that's a pass. Did they give him an assist? Do we know?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Oh,
if they're packing the stats, man, he got to get it right.
Oh yeah, we got to find out.
That's really nice. That's really heads up too. Yeesh.
This is kind of fun to watch. Brandon Ingram.
Crazy. Oh my God.
Why are these guys fully spinning around? Like, who does that?
Oh.
Well, I don't know, but it's pretty. It's like a dance.
Oh, and the dunk is even here. He's like a dog. He's like a dog doing tricks for treats.
And Brandon Ingram had no emotion whatsoever. He just ran down court.
He just sort of, his face never really changes, which I kind of love. Darius Garland. Beep, boop, bop, boop, beep.
He got tripped, but he did fly 5 feet back to get tripped.
Interesting. I mean,
clean.
You hate to see it.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, Horford got him there.
The wrong time, buddy.
That
was a big win.
That can't be the matchup that Boston wanted here.
No, I don't think that was on their little whiteboard there.
Heavens to Betsy.
Oh God, what are you? You really are a retired old white dude. This is awesome. Does anyone fear the Timberwolves? That seems very disrespectful for me to ask out loud. And would Lou turn down a cameo in a Nicki Minaj video when we come back? Wow. Look at this special boy.
The mullet back there. We see you partying back.
Run it back, yeah. Run it up, run it back, run it up, run it back, run it up, run it back, run it up.
Oh, you buying that? This was a funny one, only because I just never heard of it. Anthony Edwards the other night didn't start. This was on Monday because he was late. He said he was in the hallway stretching, doing his pregame fun. He lost track of time, Chandler. Now, are you buying that as an excuse? Because don't y'all always have another human with you?
Yeah, like if tips at 7 o'clock, you mean he was like in the back at like 6:57 and just was rolling too long? Yeah, that doesn't make sense because each player is assigned like a trainer or a coach, or you have your guy that you do your pregame ritual or your thing with. So this doesn't really check out.
So do we think it poops? He was pooping, right? That's my only theory.
He was taking a dump.
Yeah, he was just in the restroom, or he had a.
And it was probably a tricky one because when you lose track of time with a poop, then that means things are going awry.
100%. Because if he's at the arena, if he's there early, if he's there, then someone's gonna go grab him and be like, "Hey, man, like game's starting." Like,
right? You hear the anthem? Like
he was taking a
personal trainer. Everybody has time slots and people that are assigned to them pregame. So everybody has like a mini staff per player. Yeah. Especially Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, he's also the best player on the team. Like Chris Finch is probably his guy. Like the
head trainer is his guy. Yeah.
Right, exactly. All right, I love we get poop in the show. We try to do it every day. All right, speaking of Chris Finch, he actually said that he does not believe, or he's not sure that anyone in the league fears us. Do you agree with that, Lou? You buying that?
I'm buying that. Fear comes from being a proven winner and the style of play that you have. This team is having a really good year and a really good run. They're turning that corner. They're starting to see the dividends pay off from, some of the draft picks and the team that they've been able to build, but you haven't seen it on a large scale yet, So a lot of teams still feel like they can get through the Minnesota Timberwolves. So I'm buying this.
Buying that. Yeah, all right, Paul George. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Chandler.
Well, I was just gonna say that's correct. Like not to take away from the season, it's not disrespectful. But I don't fear them. I don't even fear the Thunder. I fear there's other experienced teams more.
Okay, fair enough. Paul George said that Nicki Minaj asked him to be in a music video, but he had to decline due to a scheduling conflict. Are you buying that a scheduling conflict is enough to get you to miss a Nicki Minaj video or anyone's video?
Absolutely. I think you got to understand Nicki Minaj is Nicki Minaj. This is also Paul George. He got shit to do too. So, it's perspectives, right? To him, it's just Nicki.
He could also, maybe he's a Megan Thee Stallion guy. Like maybe he's picking sides.
That's a whole different show. We'll do that one. We'll do that one on your podcast. I don't know about that.
Your podcast.
People, or mine. But people get busy, and sometimes you have to miss out on some cool opportunities because of that.
How many music videos have you been in or turned down?
I've been in my fair share, and I've probably turned down way more than that. I don't like cameras. I don't like the hurry up and wait atmosphere of video. They want you on set at 9 o'clock for you to be shot at 2 o'clock. I'm not a fan of the whole process. So I turned down quite a few really, really cool videos.
Wait, so where do we go find the videos that you're in?
YouTube. YouTube's your friend.
We'll find them. Well, what artist? Name one so I can go look.
I am in Meek Mill house party video was actually shot at my house. So I am definitely in that video.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that one's there. I'm in a couple Rick Ross videos because I was around at that time.
Okay.
I'm in quite a few. Yeah, I'm in quite a few.
Chandler, are you in any music videos?
Yeah, a couple Coldplay. No, I'm kidding. I'm in
Racial.
I actually am not.
I'm not.
Believe it or not, I am not in a Rick Ross or Meek Mill video. I would love to be. You know what? Schoolboy Q asked me to go and be in his new album, and scheduling conflict. I couldn't make it.
Your life is just a party. I don't know what
I can get you
scheduling.
a video if your schedule opens up, man. I can hook you up, man.
We'll talk.
Get you a token white.
Open it
Yeah,
up.
get you a token white boy roll. You know how it goes.
Every video needs one.
God, yeah. Okay, moving on. All right, Ben Simmons' agent's taking responsibility. This is weird for Simmons' ongoing injury issues. Says he hasn't found the right answers and/or specialists to help him move forward. An agent taking the blame for injuries is new to me. Chandler, you buying that?
For injuries, yeah, because if every guy that gets hurt, especially something to this magnitude, you get an opinion, you get a second opinion, you get a third opinion. We have the best doctors in the world here. NBA teams have connections with all the best doctors. So everyone has seen his images, his scans. The Nets have probably sent him to, the Elatroshes of the world, the Yoons, there's the greatest doctors here. So I think this is just him coming to his rescue, covering him, which an agent should. But there's no way he hasn't seen the best specialists, the best doctors for any injury he's had. If I sprained my ankle and I got an MRI and the team told me one thing, my agent's job is to set up a second opinion, to go to Stedman Clinic, to go see Dr. Andrews, to go, there's so many worldwide doctors that are here in America. So it doesn't even make sense that he would.
Plus, he could go literally could fly anywhere whenever he feels like it. All right, Lou, you're up. Doc Rivers recently revealed that when he was with the Clippers, he tried to convince Kawhi to keep SGA instead of going to get Paul George. You buying that?
Yeah, I'm buying it. Doc was moving a little weird at that time. So, he probably was trying to convince him to keep Shea. We all were really high on Shea, but when you have an opportunity to pair Kawhi Leonard and Paul George together, obviously you take the chance on it. But yeah, I'm buying this. He probably did this.
Oh, to think about what that would have looked like to keep going. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap things up here on Run It Back.
Run it up, then run it back. Run it back. Run it up, run it back.
Well, we've got about a minute left here to wrap things up. And we thought, what can you do in a minute that is satisfying? Oh, we can make fun of Chandler. Perfect. So let's start with the hat. It is wonderful and clearly of the highest quality. And then there's this.
My buddy.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, it hurts to move right now. I'm in a bad place.
Dude, Cabo's your second home. How are you getting sunburned on these trips?
Hey, you live a great life, man. I must say, I envy your life, man. I want to hang out with you.
It wasn't even sunny. The sun it slaps a little harder out here. It was almost a little overcast yesterday, so I didn't think I was really cooking like this.
Overcast? Where's the overcast? We can see you, Chandler. There ain't no overcast.
Yeah, I don't see a cloud in the sky, sir. Just
and
keep
by the
living,
way,
Chandler.
He's trying to make us feel bad for it. It's a little overcast.
I birdied this hole. It's neither here nor there, but yes, I was on in two here and birdied the hole.
Don't care. See you tomorrow. Love you, Chandler.